What's up, everybody? This is Kane, and I'm here with Bezz Believe. How you doing, bud?
What up? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, brother. We are here in Liberal, Kansas for the Hustle God 2 tour, and man, I really am very honored to have this guy with me. I'm very honored to be the one to be interviewing you. So we're going to talk about where his starts was. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. Hopefully it's going to be just the greatest interview you've ever seen. And if you ain't, it will be. It will be in your top 5 because we talked about a lot of things
We're
yesterday.
speaking into existence.
Right, that's the only way to do things anymore. We're going to talk to him today about, well, first of all, let's talk about your new single. He's got some great music out. If you're not on YouTube, check him out. Bezz Believe, B-E-Z-Z, Believe, the man, with the Breadwinners Association. Now, you got this new single out with Gucci Mane called Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't caught this video, I've caught the video because I got it early. So I was pretty happy. I was one of those people that got to caught it early.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's this girl in this yoga outfit, and the song is just banging, and just like out of nowhere, just see this girl doing squats with Hulk gloves on. And it's like, I really want to understand, like, I've seen a lot of your videos, and I love the concepts of your videos, because it's not the typical, oh, you see me in the whip, you see me with my chains on, video. It's more or less like, oh, this is a normal day of my life. So what gets you for your concepts when you do your music, when you hear the song? Do you already have a concept in your mind of what the video is going to look like?
Yeah, definitely a bit of that. It's like sometimes I sit down, close my eyes, kind of get a vision, and then we really try to create it as far as for the video. And a lot of it, I mean, it's trial and error. Sometimes we shoot scenes we don't use. Sometimes we get a scene that wasn't even expected, and we're like, that was dope. Let's put it in the video.
Right. Well, see, and that's another thing. It's like most artists nowadays, they just want to look cool.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to really kind of relate to your community. Like I relate to my community most of the time in my songs, because these are kids I either grew up with or I ran with or whatever. Can you give our audience a little bit more of who Bezz Believe is?
Man, Bezz Believe is just that crazy Jewish white boy. Pretty much been in Florida my whole life. Been rapping like my whole life. I feel like I'm very misunderstood because my image, and probably a lot of the beats and the energy that I bring in. Like when people first see me, they think I'm gonna be like trying to be, I guess, the tough guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Trying to be hard, or I think I'm a gangster. Like,
Right.
and I'm really just a really cool, chill dude. I
Like
to laugh a lot.
Yeah. I mean, so far since I've been hanging out with Bezz, oh my God, we've had some really good times already and laughed a lot. But like, I get what you're saying, because like me, I'm 6'4" and big black dude, but I love comic books and it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can totally relate where you're coming from, especially because you have a very unique hairstyle. It is the Bezz cut. That's what we call it. We call it the Bezz cut. So with that in mind, do you ever feel like, because people already have this stigma of who you are, that it has to change, you have to change up at any point, or because you are such a real artist? And I'm being serious, people. When I say that this is a real humble guy, it's a real humble guy. Ain't no fakeness, ain't no pretense. This is who he is. And I understand where you're coming from, because at a point, you get it from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And from that perspective, you have to really kind of rethink your thoughts sometimes. Do you ever have those doubts? Do you ever have that reasonable doubt to change who you are to fit what you needed to mold you to?
I feel like, obviously as an artist, I'm always evolving. The new markets are coming. I'm learning more. So it's like I'm definitely changing, but I feel like it's for the better. It's never for like a hater's opinion or somebody negative. It's always a change that I want to do. Like, oh, I see that going on, or I just came across this experience and I'd like to keep going in that direction, embracing that.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's usually what an artist should do. A good artist will do that. Prince did that a lot.
Yeah.
He evolved with the change of the times,
Yeah.
literally, and he pretty much set that as a common phrase. The sign of the times, of the changing times.
Yeah.
You either evolve or you get dropped off.
Yeah.
And because you are pretty much one of the few rap white artists, and I don't mean it into a racial term, but then you have Yellow Wolf, you got Machine Gun Kelly, you got Eminem, and those right now are in the forefronts of what's going on in the change, including yourself. You really bring a whole different aspect to the game, like a totally different aspect. I really haven't heard someone like you that wasn't African American. That's kind of, and I'm being serious, people. I'm being serious because the way he flows, the way he is just like where I grew up, just like where you probably grew up. Everybody has these people in their life, but most people don't shine on it.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone that is in a community or in their environment and they're really into hip hop, they're really into the culture, they want to do what you're doing right now? What advice would you give that person?
I would definitely say be yourself for sure. Don't get caught up in dumb shit. You know, don't try to be a gangster or try to be the hardest tough guy. You let your pride get inside, get yourself in trouble, or you end up in prison over some dumb shit, or like I said, don't get the wrong chick pregnant, ruin your career. It's like a lot of those things. Don't end up there, man. Like hip hop and rap and music, man. It's about being an artist, bro. I know a lot of people definitely do make it off trying to be the most street guy in the world, but like, that comes with an expiration date. That's the thing. It's like if you're getting too heavily involved with that, you're gonna go to prison. You're gonna get whacked. Like just in the story. That type of life always ends in negative consequences.
Well, see, and that's another thing. Like especially with your fans, like how you interact with your fans, I've never seen before. Because like literally, I watch this man's. And I know it may sound kind of fantastic, but really, I watch this man's YouTube. I watch his Facebook lives. He really interacts. You went to a children's hospital for one of your fans.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
He was on my live and he just kept hitting me up. He's like, "My son's in the hospital. Can you visit him?" I kept seeing the comments. I was like, "Yo, inbox me. Give me the information."
Right.
He got me the information and he hit me up actually like one day. It was a bit last minute. I was actually with my dad, just kind of spending some family time with him, and I told my dad about the situation. I was like, I got a fan. He said that his son's in the hospital. Let's go visit him. My dad's like, let's do it. So it was about an hour drive, and we really did it just because. Man, it was the right thing to do.
What was the reaction? I mean, like, because that's not something you normally see. I mean, you see John Cena, you see other superstars doing that, but in such a quick instant.
Yeah.
You literally dropped everything and said, you know what, my fan is asking me to come visit his son, and he's in the hospital, and he's really might not make it, that kind of situation. There's not many artists that would actually just do that. Is that from the beginning stages of your fandom? Like when you started making fans and you started interacting with these people, were you a little bit intimidated because you felt like, here's the way I feel about it, I have my fans, I got fans, woo. But at the same time, do you ever feel like at some point you're not going to be what they need you to be? Like that hero factor almost.
No, I think it's only going to get better and better, because then I go from maybe visiting one fan to doing a whole seminar for people in that situation, and then my voice and, what we represent is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, so I don't think it'll ever stop.
That's good. Because, and the reason I ask that is we're going to have some fans call the line. So, if you know the number, give us a call. We're going to call in. We're going to have some questions for Bezz, and you can actually interact with them right now. We're not doing this technically live right now, but guarantee you this will be an experience that you won't want to miss. Also, I heard something about a crazy fan in Florida. There was a crazy fan in Florida that was watching him on his Facebook Live. Said, why are you acting black? You should be acting white. I was sitting with Gino, which is part of my management crew. What's up, Gino? 4-5 Music. What's up, Joe? But I was sitting there with him, and we were watching this, and Gino just bust out laughing. And I'm like, what's going on, man? He was like, man, Bezz is on live right now. And I was like, let me get on there. I was like, okay, get on there. And you're talking about this because this guy really did just put it in the comments. And I was how do you determine what nationality or, you know, racial, I can't even call it racial gender, I guess you could say, to a point that you're supposed to be. You know, I happen to be a black man that speaks white. He happens to be a white man that happens to speak black. I look at it as like a second language type thing, almost. But how do you deal with that situation if it's out there on the road? You know, you get some people that aren't really too thrilled with you being a white rap artist or a white hip hop artist. How do you deal with that?
Really, I mean, none of it really happens to my face. It's like all on the internet, you know, as far as, you know, when I do run across the situation, man, I think when people when they really meet me, they're like, oh, I like him. He's a good dude. He's polite. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the first, you know, 5 seconds of meeting me, I'm gonna approach you with a lot of respect. You know, I'm big on using the words please, thank you, I appreciate it. So it's like that automatically usually dies. It'll usually be somebody like they see 5 seconds or something, they're like, oh, white boy, rapping with Gucci Mane, and Kevin Gates,
right,
and all these big black guys.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Right.
You know, and then as soon as as soon as people meet me, that automatically usually deads because you know I'm a very polite guy.
Yeah, like yesterday.
I'm trying to be hard.
Yesterday we were at the Market Beauty. He walks in. These women were like, just, oh my God, he's so sexy. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And so it's like at some point it just, you know, it just deadens out. Because a lot of people were, you know, they were a little skeptical. They were like, who's Bezz Believe?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you bomb rapper, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, well, where can I catch him? I was like, man, here, let me show you my YouTube.
Yeah.
I had a couple of your songs on there. I like Fade Away. Fade Away is a dope song. Disappears. I mean, everything that so far that this man has done, I am very impressed with. And I don't dick ride. I don't do no, you know, jock riding or nothing like that. I'm not starstruck, but I'm really impressed by what he is doing. Because it's a lot of like my style too. Mm-hmm. I'm a more rugged, wilding out is the best way.
Yeah.
Because there's just something about the music. When you pick out beats, when you pick out songs to write, what is your primary influence at that point in time? Is it really just when you're in that mood, or is it just really just whatever moment's going on at that time? What do you write about most of the time?
Yes, it's definitely what's going on in my life at the moment. You know, it's like there's times when if I'm really down, I don't want to rap on an up tempo hype beat, you know, for the club. Like, you know, I'm not gonna do that. It's like, but you know, that's when, you know, I need to find those more, you know, laid back beats or emotional beats. You know, a lot of times with a sample or something that has pain in it. You know, but if I'm, you know, in a situation where things just been going good, like, oh, I want to jump on that club record, you know, make that flex shit.
Yeah, because there's nothing like it. Because I mean, really, seriously, if you are an artist out there and you've been in the booth, you know exactly what we're talking about. But most people out there don't know what we're talking about, and it's a real struggle when you step into the booth. You step into the booth, you really got to let go of who you are. Now, when you do step into it, like at this point, you're pretty much past the struggle. Let's talk about the struggle. Mm-hmm. The struggle of, you know, every dollar that you're making is going towards your music. Every dollar is going towards the producer fees, tours, this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. How do you overcome, because it really will put you into a depression. It will. And it'll make you stop. So what keeps you motivated, and what got you out of the struggle?
Really just sticking with it. You know, there was just a turning point in my music, because I was like almost too artsy, you know, like where I was like too good at rapping where it wasn't even marketable, you know, like I was just working on my craft so much and I wasn't getting myself out there. And there was just a real turning point where I was just watching all these you know, that was like with trap music was bubbling. A lot of these cats, you know, they can't really rap. They're
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good, but they're all popping. They're all so popping. I was like, man, the only thing separating me from them is, well, I mean, you know, I'm talented, but I'm not getting the shine that I want. And it was really just investing in myself. The trap cats, you know, they go and get it, and they're investing. If you're you know, a DJ or a promoter or, you know, whoever, no matter how good somebody's record is, if someone's throwing you bread, you playing that cat's record over the talented guy.
It really is true.
Realistic of the, you know, the game. And it's like when you get financially stable and you got talent, that's when you learn how to reach that next pinnacle.
And I did learn that as a DJ. Like I was a DJ primarily for about 22 years. I know I don't look my age, I'm not telling my age, and we're not going to talk about my age. But that was one of the things as a DJ. You have these pretty decent artists.
Yeah.
They hand you a record. Hey, bro, can you play this for me? Bro, I'm in the middle of a strip club with a whole bunch of very white-looking white guys. I mean, like, these guys have mortgages. They're not trapping. You asking me to play a trap song for this lady on stage, I'm going to play it. Just because I have just a affinity for music.
Yeah.
I love hearing new music, and if it's good, I'm going to play it a lot. And if I really like it, I'm going to play it all the time. Now, when you hear some of the newer artists nowadays, now half of them are still in the struggle, half of them are.
Mm-hmm.
You have some that are out there, like you said, that really just, I don't see how they have talent. I don't see where the talent is. But then you have the ones that are still kind of underground, you know, like Trey the Truth, Snow the Product, good artists that have great moving potential that are being shelved.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel as part of overcoming that struggle?
I feel like, for me, I mean, it's great. You know, I'm still, obviously, I need room to expand. I'm, you know, nowhere where, you know, I feel like we can take it. But, you know, we definitely do it really good. I feel like, man, artists, you know, in that struggle, I don't know, you know, everybody's got their fan base because, I mean, you know, Trey the Truth definitely got a great fan base. I know Snow the Product, you know, it's good for what they do. You know, there's a lane for it. You know, and I feel like they're doing pretty good. They're not really getting the shine that they definitely deserve. Right. But I think that comes down to marketing and marketing budget. You know, like you got cats with zero talent, zero anything, but you put $10 million behind their marketing budget. Yeah. they popping.
Look at Migos. Look at Migos. I'm not hating on nobody. I mean, I really feel like the artistry of music nowadays is very low.
Yeah, definitely.
And then there's some artists that really do have bars, you know, like J. Cole, you got Kendrick Lamar, but these are people that you always hear.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, Trey the Truth, what's up, Trey? That's my boy. I love you, man. That's my brother, man. I love that man. And we really sat down and chopped it up. And he really explained it like this, too. Even though he's underground, he's still doing this for his community. He's doing it for the people that are still in that community, still dealing with that struggle. Is that what you feel like you do every day also by coming out here and doing your Facebook Lives and really, really involving yourself and really letting people see who Bezz really is? Do you feel like that is probably more important than actually becoming a star, quote unquote star?
I feel like I would like to take that mentality to the mainstream level, you know, like where, damn, he's famous for being humble. Yeah. You know, it's like
we literally made a song called Humble. Yeah.
People like me for being, you know, being myself, being a good guy rather than trying to portray like being a Hollywood dickhead type image, you know. Right. That shit, you know, doesn't work. That's just not me. It's not working. But like, being humble has been working. But I would love, you know, to take it, obviously, you know, still mainstream, but if that means totally change, you know, who I am, I couldn't do it, you know. Right. It's like I try to keep everything within my moral codes, you know.
Well, and I know, I mean, no homo. You're a nice looking cat. Do you feel like once you do reach that pinnacle top that you'll be satisfied at, will you move on to movies like a lot of other artists have? Like, you know, like 50. You know, 50's making a killing off of Power right now. Yeah. What kind of roles would you feel would fit the Bezz Believe brand?
Man, definitely a lot of a lot of comedies. I feel a lot of Adam Sandler type movies, you know.
And
So
you know what? The weird
yeah.
part is that was not the answer I was expecting. It was
Yeah,
not the answer I was
yeah. Because I'm just.
Because all your
I'm
songs
more
sound so
goofy.
action packed, but
Yeah.
you as a person, like,
I'll probably be really good at those roles and stuff like that too. I just know like I grew up on a lot of Adam Sandler movies
Right.
and stuff like that. So it's like I could just.
So if you had an opportunity, okay, let's say Hollywood, and I know you're all watching right now. Say Hollywood said, you know what, Bezz, we really believe in your product, we really believe in you as a brand. What type of Adam Sandler-like movie would you come up with?
Man.
Or at least just a plot, a semi-plot that you would think of.
They probably like the new maybe Waterboy 2.0 or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. See, because that was my movie. Because he was like the underdog, you know. Like nobody thought that he was gonna be Bobby Boucher, you know, tackling the shit out of people, you know, and he came from people calling him retarded and all this stuff like.
Which is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Don't you have that on your back?
I do. That's
He has this tattooed on his back as Boucher.
Bobby Boucher, like that was my nickname, like early rapping. It was Bezz Believe Bobby Boucher. You know?
Right on.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, and I mean, a lot of people, because like my thing is called Bomb City Crime Family. It's a clothing line, and I do that as part of my side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
We call ourselves villains. The reason is because you live long enough to become the villain. Whether you're a parent, whether you're anything else, you'll reach such a high pinnacle at some point in your life, people will hate on you. And will hate on you for no specific reason. And most of the time you might give them a reason. So I look at it like this. When you said Bobby Boucher gave you that energy, that water boy feeling, what kind of confidence would you instill to the younger people out there that are watching you that, hey, you can move mountains? Like with my villain thing, I tried to make it understood that being a parent, being a married man, you end up becoming a villain because then your homeboys are telling you, hey man, why can't you come out no more, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So how do you re-energize our youth to say, you know what, you can be not be just like Bezz, but you can be motivated just like I am.
Man, I really feel like if you believe in something and you believe in yourself, like stand behind it. You know, you gotta stand behind it. You know, of course, get your facts right, get your information right when you do stand behind it. Don't be like, yo, your shirt's red, Bezz, and it's clearly blue, and you just stand behind that it's red. Like, you know, that's ignorant. But like, if you really doing something and you're confident, you got your facts right, you got your knowledge right behind it, man, stand behind it. Don't let anybody convince you differently, because a lot of those people, like, I don't understand the feeling of jealousy. That's just never been me. But like, it's people raised like that. You know, they see you doing good and then they want to put you down.
Just be a hater. Just be a hater.
Yeah, they're frustrated. It's like, you know, if only they put that energy towards good, they could be right on your side with you while you do it. But they don't see it like that.
Instead, they want to be banging on bacon early in the morning.
Yeah.
Banging on plates. No, that's not cool. Well, guys, that's our time for right now. Don't forget, tonight is the big show. August 12th, that's today, if you don't know what today is, because I know sometimes I get messed up and I don't remember what today is either. But it's Saturday. We are here in Liberal, Kansas. Bezz Believe, you see, he's in the flesh. He's right here. Look, he's real. It's real. He's here. So y'all need to come on out here to the show. We're going to flex on him, do our thing, and have a good time tonight. Y'all come out. Thank y'all. See y'all later. Thanks, Bezz.